Welcome back to Beyond Well. I'm Sheila Hamilton. And as we hunker down and brace ourselves for the hustle and bustle of the holiday season, I want to revisit a program that we recorded 3 years ago. When I say program, I say that really loosely because it wasn't intended to be a real show. It was just more of a random question that became a conversation. It was about this time of year, the holiday season, when we all put ourselves under incredible stress. And what for? And this is a show that I think really helps us get back to the essence of what we should really be doing during the holidays, which is loving our time with family and friends. I asked the doctors at the time, do you like the holidays? And what transpired is, well, we were rolling audio. So let's go back and hear about what we all liked, what stressed us out, and how we all deal with it. Before we get going, I want to send a shout out to TMS Active Recovery. There's an FDA-approved treatment for treatment-resistant depression, a non-pharmaceutical option that is covered by most insurances. And TMS, as you know, is short for transcranial magnetic stimulation. And it's been so helpful to people whose antidepressants have stopped working or those whose side effects from pharmaceuticals are just too tough to take. You can learn more at activerecoverytms.com. Welcome to Beyond Well. And do you guys like the holidays?
I adore the holidays.
Do you really?
I like
oh my god.
I like Thanksgiving quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm so on Christmas, but I like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's the commercialization.
Yeah. So many people get so bummed out this time of year.
I wonder how I would feel about the holidays if it didn't come at winter, because I think some of the holiday blues is also the winter blues.
Right. Yeah.
Right, because one of my sort of like buffers for the winter stuff, other than obviously like a light box and all that kind of stuff, is own decent winter clothes. Don't just dress in everything else.
Right.
Because it's like, well, I don't really get to enjoy my closet. I just throw a coat over top of everything. Like, own some decent winter clothes that you kind of enjoy. And then up your activity and try, if you can, have winter-specific activities.
Yeah,
like,
so you get to enjoy
snowshoeing or like, this is the time where I cook. This is the time where I get to like bust out all my cool soup recipes, and stew recipes, and that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Like, you sort of bend toward that, and there's something to look forward to. But if you're just kind of hunkering down and waiting for it to stop being gray and wet,
we built a sauna, an outdoor sauna this year, this summer. An outdoor sauna. It's a sauna, but whatever.
It brings sound in.
There's something weird about Jenna's audio, because her ahs sound like
It's a sauna.
Something weird.
But it is one of the only things that will get that like winter chill out of my bones.
Yeah, it's weird.
It only takes like 10 minutes.
Yeah, and it's the dry heat.
Oh yeah, it's
do
so
you
nice.
Notice when you go into a steam room that you get warm, but then you get really cold after because you've lost a ton of water?
STEM rooms aren't like that though. And hot tubs are awesome.
Wow.
No
I
kidding.
just go in the southern hemisphere. That
You just go in your sauna.
My sauna.
My sauna.
I just want to say, so many people get so bummed out this time of year. I mean, I see it, especially in social media, all the time. The number of people like, ugh, I can't even take it when all of the decorations are starting to go up for the holidays, especially when they begin at Halloween. And I'm curious why you think it is that it has become so much a part of the culture, that there's so many people who struggle during the holidays.
Well, I think there are a lot of reasons why so many people struggle at the holidays. There's so many expectations around the holidays. So you're expected to be cheerful all the time. You're expected to spend money in particular ways. You're expected to be really social. There are all sorts of family expectations. And all of those things just add this tremendous amount of stress to people. So those are kind of main reasons why people get particularly stressed around the holidays. And then there's also this piece of, the holidays are this time when people are really celebrating their abundance, whether it's their perceived abundance. So it's whether it's the abundance of their material wealth or their social abundance. And so it's this time when our tendency to compare our insides with other people's outsides is so much higher. And so what's happening is you're seeing all these people who look like they're just doing nothing but drinking eggnog, surrounded by their loved ones by the fire, singing cheerfully. And on the inside, you're feeling crabby and broke and stressed, and you just want it all to be over. So it's hard to compare your insides to other people's outsides.
Yeah, Brian, I'd ask you to jump in on this. During the year when Sophie was very sick and I was having one of the most difficult years with an anniversary of my late husband's death, I started getting all of my neighbors' Christmas cards. And you know how some of them write the letters about how fantastic the year was for them? I keep thinking, is this a way that we actually are supporting one another, or is it necessary to have a more realistic conversation about what our lives are really like?
Yeah, the Christmas letters from people that you're regularly in contact with are a little bit easier to digest because you see the full spectrum of what their year has been like. Otherwise, it's sort of that victory lap or that celebration. It's great to have celebrations, but celebrations divorced from the struggle it's kind of like on a day where you just don't feel like you've got your stuff together, browsing through your Instagram feed.
Yeah.
And just seeing beautiful, beautiful pictures everywhere. And it goes to what Jenna was talking about comparisons.
Absolutely. Right. And you also have, at this time of the year, you have a lot of your own anniversaries that you're remembering if you have lost a loved one or if you're no longer with a loved one. So you remember all of the Thanksgiving meals you did have or what it was like on, whatever day you celebrate. And so those things, those anniversaries can also be particularly tender for you.
It's interesting that a holiday like this that draws our attention actually kind of pulls us out of the here and now, that we're in the there and then, we're in our own history, or we're at somebody else's Thanksgiving table that has a much better spread with better food, or around their Christmas tree with much more lavish gifts, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, it really gets back to this whole idea of gratitude. Then the idea behind the holiday is supposed to be a time to take stock of what you do have, right? And so I'd like for you each to talk a little bit about how can you, even if it's not a year of abundance for you, even if it is a year of great loss, how can you begin to develop that attitude of gratitude? I hate that line, but it is a good one. when you're thinking about the upcoming holiday season.
Yeah, one of the very best things that I think people can do who are experiencing the holiday blues or just kind of period is to do something for someone else, to be of service. And I'm not talking don't buy more gifts. I'm talking about actually doing something of service. And the idea here isn't that, I'm going to see how lucky I am because I'm going to go out and help the less fortunate. It's that you can get in contact with, look at everything I can bring to somebody else. So whether that is you're just going to go out and shovel the sidewalk for your elderly neighbor, or maybe rather than having, the Secret Santa gift exchange at work, you're going to have a coat drive and bring it to folks. Some of those things, it will help you remember that the abundance is what you have to offer this world, not what the world is giving you.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I love that. I love that idea of contribution over comparison. I also think that zooming in on what I would call the B-sides, instead of all the gifts you are or aren't going to get, it's getting together with family or friends and cooking a meal together.
Yeah.
Or if family and friends are not around, and it's a holiday marked by loneliness. If you find someone else who's lonely too, or I'm going to go outside, I'm going to take in this crisp winter air and be with nature. Just that sort of, zooming in on the stuff that a lot of people drive right past on their way to their amazing thing.
Yeah.
Zooming in on that.
It's also, I get the sense that for many people, it's just like, if I just hunker down and put the covers over my head, soon enough it's going to be over, rather than actually saying, what is there that I can experience about this, that maybe I can reframe the holidays in a way. If you keep your imagination open, there's got to be something you can look for.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And all jokes aside, hunkering down and pulling the covers over your head usually doesn't wind up in a good place.
Yeah.
The shutting down and isolating and withdrawing and waiting for the day to be over.
Right.
The time's going to pass the same, whether you do that or not. And then once you get to the other end of it, if you've hunkered down, you're probably in a much worse place than if you did something that contributed or that you felt was meaningful or worthwhile with that time.
Yeah. And I just also, I think you spoke to it, Brian, when you said, create a family of your own. If your family was dysfunctional, if it was difficult, especially during the holidays, why are you staying stuck with that idea of what family is, right?
Right. Yeah. That saying, blood is thicker than water.
Yeah.
We usually think that blood is family and water is, I guess, something thinner. And the history of that, as I understand it, is water was actually water birth, and blood was like blood covenants or blood oaths that you made. So the origins of that saying are actually the reverse of the way we've normally thought of it. The relationships that are quote unquote thickest are the ones we choose and commit to more than the ones that we were simply born into.
At the end of this, I have to say, one of the things I am most grateful for is that I get to spend the beginning of my week with you two.
Oh,
it really is. It's been one of the biggest gifts of my life.
And what an amazing opportunity for us, or me, to get to be able to do this with you and share this stuff that we feel is so important with all of our listeners too.
Us. Yes, us.
Yeah.
Could somebody please not turn on the Christmas music just yet, though? Just wait. Just a few more days. I can hear it already, the groaning. You've had that Thanksgiving dinner, and we're looking forward to Christmas. We can do it together. Again, a big shout out to TMS Active Recovery. And if you like what you hear, please give us a thumbs up on your favorite platform. Reviews on Apple Podcasts actually mean the most, so that if you can take the time to do that during the holidays, we really appreciate it.